Attention passionate Washington Commanders fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC East and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Washington Commanders' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Washington Commanders fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with YOUR, FRINDS, and Washington Commanders FANS. Let's get to the news now, folks. Sit back and get ready because what I'm about to tell you could be one of the most impactful moves in the NFL this offseason, especially for the Washington Commanders. We've got reports, hints, and rumors swirling around the Baltimore Ravens, and let me tell you, this isn't just another typical trade speculation. No, this could be a seismic shift in the NFC landscape, and it involves none other than the Ravens looking to shake things up by trading their star tight end, Mark Andrews, to the Commanders. Yes, you heard that right. Andrews, a player who has been a cornerstone for the Ravens' offense, might be on his way to Washington in a move that could redefine the team's offensive strategy and elevate their playoff aspirations. So what's behind this potential blockbuster? Well, according to insights from some of the most trusted NFL insiders like Adam Schefter, the Ravens are currently sitting at a 5-3 record, but are facing some serious cap crunch issues. They're looking to free up some space to extend key players like Majubuik, their standout defensive tackle, and also focus on adding youth and explosive talent at the receiver position. That's where Andrews comes into play. Baltimore, despite being a competitive team, sees the writing on the wall. Their cap space is tight, and they're eyeing a future where they can keep building around Lamar Jackson and a young, dynamic offense. Now, the intriguing part is that the Ravens are reportedly willing to trade Andrews for a third-round pick in the 2026 draft. A move that, on the surface, might seem like a loss, but in reality could be a strategic salary dump and a chance to rebuild with younger players. What makes Andrews so appealing? Well, this guy is a mismatch nightmare for defenses. Over his career, he's amassed more than 200 receiving yards and 52 touchdowns, with a remarkable average of 8 yards per reception up to September 15, 2025. His red zone efficiency is top among tight ends, with a PFF grade of 89.6, and in 2025 alone, he's already racked up 38 catches for 510 yards in just 8 games, including 5 touchdowns against the Bengals in Week 6. Andrews excels in seams, showcasing his ability to dominate contested catches, a stat that's been over 65%. Which surpasses league averages by around 20%. Despite dealing with an ankle injury in 2024, he's still shown dominance in clutch situations, especially in the red zone. His YAC, or yards after catch, is an impressive 280, making him one of the most dangerous tight ends in the league when it comes to creating explosive plays. His ability to stretch the field and be a reliable safety valve makes him a perfect complement to the scheme that the Commanders are trying to develop, especially with a quarterback like Sam Howell, who's still evolving but has shown flashes of brilliance. On the other side, the Ravens' perspective is clear. They have around $11 million in cap space over the 2026 season, with plans to extend players like Majubuik, and they see this trade as a way to get younger and more flexible financially. Moving Andrews would open up their offense to more focus on their wide receivers, particularly with some young talent that they're keen to develop. Plus, with Lamar Jackson's continued evolution as a passer, Baltimore might be betting on a different offensive philosophy that doesn't rely as heavily on Andrews, especially if they can find a suitable replacement or scheme to fill that gap. But what about the Washington Commanders in all of this? Well, they're in a very interesting spot. Coming into this season, there were concerns about their receiving core, especially after some injuries to key wide receivers that limited their red zone efficiency, which, surprisingly, has dropped by 8 touchdowns from last year, a significant decline. The addition of Andrews could be a game changer. Imagine a tight end who can not only block effectively but also serve as a primary target in the red zone, turning the offense into a much more lethal threat. Andrews could add around 800 yards to the Commanders' total receiving yardage, boosting their red zone efficiency from 52% to nearly 62%, which is a substantial improvement. Now, let's talk about his fit within the scheme. Andrews, with his versatility, can line up in multiple spots, creating mismatches against linebackers and safeties, much like Travis Kelce did during his MVP-caliber season with Kansas City in 2019. That year, Kels accumulated over 150 yards per game in the offense, turning the Chiefs into one of the most explosive teams in recent NFL history. Andrews could do the same for Washington, especially given their current offensive setup. His YAC of 280 yards and contested catch rate exceeding 65% make him an ideal safety valve for Daniels, the young quarterback who needs reliable targets and someone who can extend plays beyond the line of scrimmage. Adding Andrews would also significantly reduce the interception rate for Daniels. Currently, the quarterback has thrown 7 picks, and one of the reasons is the lack of a dependable outlet in crucial moments. Andrews, with his precise route running and reliable hands, could lower those INTs, giving Daniels more confidence and helping the offense to sustain drives. This, in turn, would boost play-action effectiveness, which has been underwhelming at 38%. But with Andrews in the mix, that number could easily rise to 45% or even higher. His presence on the field would also support the run game, thanks to his blocking ability, which is often underrated for a tight end. This means fewer failed third-down conversions, cutting down those third-and-long failures from around 42% to a more manageable 36%. Now, shifting our focus to the Super Bowl implications, the potential addition of Andrews could have a ripple effect on Washington's championship chances. The betting odds, which currently hover around +50, could see a significant shift, dropping to around +3,500, reflecting a more optimistic outlook. Think about it, Andrews could be the X factor that pushes the Commanders from being a solid playoff contender to a serious NFC threat. His impact against division rivals, especially the Eagles, who have struggled against tight ends this season, allowing 8 touchdowns to tight ends per game, could be a game changer. Andrews, with his matchup advantages, could be the difference maker in key games, boosting the team's likelihood of making a deep playoff run. From a broader perspective, this trade would not only help the Commanders in the short term, but also set the stage for a more aggressive, high-powered offense that can compete with the best in the NFC. The team's ability to pivot and incorporate a player like Andrews, who can stretch the field, dominate in contested catches, and support the run game, would create an offensive tapestry that defenses would struggle to contain. It's this kind of strategic move that can elevate a team from good to great. And for the Commanders, it could be the missing piece that finally pushes them into the elite echelon of NFC contenders. In conclusion, this potential trade, while still just a rumor at this point, is shaping up to be one of the most exciting and impactful moves of the offseason. The Washington Commanders, with their current roster and strategic needs, could really benefit from adding a player of Andrews' caliber. He's not just a reliable target, he's a game changer in every sense of the word. For the Ravens, it's a cap management move, but for Washington, it's a chance to elevate their offense, improve their playoff odds, and perhaps even set their sights on a Super Bowl appearance. The coming weeks will tell us how this story unfolds, but one thing is certain. The NFC East is about to get even more unpredictable, and the Commanders might just be on the verge of making a bold move that could define their future for years to come. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest Washington Commanders news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. So what do you think, fans? Are you excited about the possibility of adding Mark Andrews to the squad? Do you believe this move could be the catalyst that finally pushes the Commanders into serious Super Bowl contention? Or do you think it's too risky? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the team. Remember, this is a dynamic situation, and things can change quickly in the NFL. But if this trade materializes, it could be one of the most defining moments of the Washington Commanders' recent history. I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned, keep that passion alive, and let's continue to support our team through thick and thin. Thanks for watching, and as always, let's go Commanders.